Kratos!
What up, my brother? It's Crash, and welcome to an in-depth combat gameplay and enemy analysis, as well as more official news that we got from IGN. Might I say I'm still in utter awe at this story trailer. It was only 2 minutes and 42 seconds of new footage. The update in graphics, in audio design, we heard Tyr's voice and Odin's voice. And the game is going to be 40 hours? I am going to die of hype! When I beat this game, I just want to kiss Corey Barlog and Eric Williams right now.
Hey yo, what the? You're gay! He's gay!
Beginning off, we see Kratos execute one of the new Light Elf enemy variants. One of its swords is violently yanked by the God of War as he slashes and destroys its life source of light on his back. A cutscene ends as we begin a boss fight in Ginnungagap. Ginnungagap being referred to as the Gaping Abyss and the Yawning Void. A Valkyrie then charges towards Kratos and initiates a cutscene for the end of a fight, or a secondary phase. These two Valkyries that we face are none of the 9 that we saved before, as their helmets are completely unique. Their names are Hrist and Mist. In Norse mythology, these two are known to personally serve Odin, letting us know that we will have to kill these before we kill the Allfather. Moving on, in Svartalfheim, at the very beginning of this battle, this enormous 4-legged creature decimates this stone structure as it charges towards Kratos. It rams the God of War with all its might, and effortlessly, the Ghost of Sparta parries it, knocking the enemy back and driving it into the ground. In Helheim, Kratos performs a spinning attack before executing a cross-X finisher that knocks 4 Hellwalkers off. We also see a new variant with light armor and dual-wielding 2 swords. In Alfheim, Atreus faces a Dark Elf brute. Kratos meanwhile unveils another new variant of the Guardian Shield. As he charges closer to the enemy, the shield grows a familiar menacing red. Unleashing the energy, the blow launched the Dark Elf into the air. Kratos then begins a 3 light attack combo while juggling the enemy in the air. Now, we know the Dauntless type will be a parry-focused shield. The Stonewall variant will be block-focused, and this new variant will have a focus on crowd control, as its key signature move will be a shield charge, where you'll knock back and stagger enemies when you've been surrounded. In Vanaheim, Kratos faces an extremely heavily armored Einherjar. It swings its scythe, and swiftly the God of War dodges. But you can also see the Dauntless shield emanating kinetic energy. Suddenly, the brute drops one hand and opens the palm of his hand. With the change of grip, the scythe transforms into a spear, and throughout the transformation, the end of it glows a purple hue. It attempts to swing at the God of War once again, but is interrupted as Kratos drives the kinetic energy into its chest. Kratos runs off the edge and jumps, and either has the option to drop to the ground or, as we see here, jump and grapple across. And as Kratos is about to land, he smashes the axe into the ground, launching enemies into the air. But as he goes across, he continues to hold the Leviathan axe. Does this mean we'll be able to dual wield? Following up, Kratos pulls up an interactable destructible that rests on the ground. We've actually seen this before in Game Informer's accessibility trailer in Svartalfheim, confirming that these will not only be used for combat, but that they'll also be found across all the realms. He hurls it to Einherjar in the distance. One of them is well armored with an ice pick-like hammer, as the second soldier is lightly armored and begins to charge a staff attack. In Muspelheim, a flame phantom attacks. Vaulting stones and lava, the purple rune is the letter L. This may be being controlled by someone or a defense mechanism to protect Surtur. We see the return of a heavy runic attack that kills the flame phantom. That is all for the new gameplay, but let's also look at some new images from IGN, further breaking down certain still shots in the trailer. Tyr, the Norse god of war, law, and honor, was imprisoned by Odin for suggesting he not attack the giants of Jotunheim. Kratos is seen breaking Tyr free from what could be Gleipnir, the unbreakable thread that bound the great wolf Fenrir. Odin? Is that the Allfather himself, known to take the form of a wanderer and travel amongst the people of Midgard? Odin is one of the many Aesir gods projected to die, during the events of Ragnarok. Freya and the mistletoe. Balder was a favorite of the Aesir gods, so when his mother asked everything in creation not to harm her son, they accepted. She only forgets to ask mistletoe, which is what Loki eventually kills him with, in both Norse mythology and God of War. Now she is a mother who lost her son and seeks revenge. Skoll and Hati, the two wolves who chase the sun and moon across the sky. Skoll and Hati are said to catch their prey at Ragnarok, bringing the sky and earth into darkness. Loki and his love for animals. Loki was always known to have a good relationship with animals, which is seen throughout God of War. AngrBoda, the mother of monsters, who will appear in God of War Ragnarok, is Loki's romantic interest in Norse myth. At least in Norse mythology, she and Loki are parents to Fenrir, Jormungandr, and Hel, all who play a part in the twilight of the gods. Mermaids. Ran is a goddess of the sea who, with her husband, the giant Jaegr, had 9 daughters who are the personification of waves. Both Ran and her daughters have been known to drown seafarers. While not depicted as mermaids in Norse myth, Sony Santa Monica might be twisting the two stories into one. Thor's red hair. The god of thunder is described as having red hair and a full braided beard, unlike that of the MCU's blonde-haired Dreamboat, and much more like the one we see here, wielding an even shorter-handled Mjolnir than we're used to seeing. This will bring us to a close. If you haven't, make sure to watch my breakdown of the story trailer, theories, and most importantly, my Kratos vs. Thor animations. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, my brother, because remember this, we will make our own destiny.